So what is up, Africana fam? It's your girl Young Africana back at it again, and we're jumping straight into this video. Today I'll be dyeing this wig from Wiggins hair. I have the 13x4 26-inch straight frontal wig, and what I'm doing right now is I'm watercoloring the hair to be a jet black color. So in order to achieve that color, I am using a bucket of hot water as well as a bottle of the Kiss Temptations in the jet black, and then a Door Royal Navy, and I used a half a bottle of the Royal Navy. And right now what I'm doing is I'm just mixing up that concoction, making sure there are no pieces of the dye flying around inside the water, and then I'm going to go ahead and dip the hair into the water. Now, one thing that I did have an issue, even though I had protected my knots with my Gots to Be Free spray, I went ahead and dipped the hair inside, and I thought that I wasn't going to stain the lace, but I ended up doing that. So I'm going to show you guys, or tell you guys, how I was able to achieve a flawless install even though the lace ended up being darker than what I expected it to be. So what I did is I used a lighter concealer that was like way lighter than me, about 3 shades lighter than me, and apply that on the lace, and that pretty much, you know, just helped the contrast of the lace. And I did dip that in for about 5 minutes and then rinsed it out with cold water and then blow dried and flat ironed it. Now right now what I'm doing is I'm working on my zigzags. This hairstyle will be a zigzag kind of style, so I'm just doing the zigzags on my head just so I know exactly where it's going to lay at. I did already cut off the ear tabs just so I know exactly how the wig is going to fit, and I would suggest you to do that before you apply any part onto your hair because you want to know if the wig fits exactly to your head. So I'm just applying those zigzags as you guys can see, and I'm using my hot comb just to press down the hair, as well as my Care wax stick just to help the hold and for it to be as flat as possible. Now that that is done, you guys can see that it is nice and parted. Now I'm going to go ahead and work on the braid part, and I did 4 braids, 2 braids on each side of the zigzag, and I'm just doing these little braids. These braids were inspired by Arrogant Tay. Y'all already know I love me some Tay, y'all. Like, he's just the goat of everything that he do. So that braid part was inspired because he did it on Jada Wada for her photo shoot. But right now what I'm doing is I am now prepping my hairline for the glue, and I'm using 91% alcohol. And I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure I get all the dirts and foundation that was on my forehead. And by the way, for the braids, I did secure it with purple rubber bands at the end of it, okay? Now what I'm doing is I'm cutting some slits into the wig just so I could start the gluing process. And I'm gonna go ahead and work in sections when it comes to the install. I don't know, I wanted to try a different method. And I'm going in with my Erica J Hold Me Down Skin Guard. I'm gonna spray that all over my forehead to prep and prime my hair for the glue. And I'm just using a razor, an eyebrow razor, just to cut off the lace. I just wanted to try a different method today, and it definitely did work out for me. It is a little bit more on the time consuming side, but I feel like it's more careful and more beginner friendly. So I'm just using my rat tail comb, and I'm just dotting out where the hairline is. I kind of like to underestimate it just a little bit, just so that there's like no extra glue on like the front of the lace frontal. So I did some dots a little bit before where like the actual hairline is, and then go in again afterwards just to get any spots that I missed. And I went ahead and did 2 layers. Now that the glue is dry, I'm just going to go ahead and place down my frontal where I need it to be placed at, and I'm just going to go ahead and smudge it down with my rat tail comb. And then I'm just going to go into the little parts that I had missed, and I'm just going to do that for the sides as well. It's very repetitive. Now that that's done and I got both sides done, now I'm going to go ahead and carve out those baby hairs. I'm going to do baby hairs all around the hairline. I kind of wanted to be a little bit extra when it came to the baby hairs. So the baby hairs are a little bit thicker than usual, but it's okay. It still came out cute. And now I'll be taking my Gossipy Free Spray and spraying the entire hairline to further the melt. And I don't know if you guys can see already, but the lace is already melted, you guys. But right now I'm using my elastic band and I'm wrapping that around my hairline, and I'm letting that sit for about 10 to 15 minutes before I take it off. And as you guys can see, that is melted. Even though the lace was dark, we still fixed it. Again, just always use a lighter concealer than you and you'll be good. Now onto the baby hairs. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my baby hairs to about a ½ inch. And then I'm using my Nairobi setting lotion just to form those baby hairs. And after the baby hairs are done, I'm going in with the silk wrap, and I'm going to go ahead and just wrap my hairline and let that sit for about 15 to 20 minutes or until it is dry. And on top of that, with the elastic band, just so it can have some extra security. And as y'all can see, these baby hairs are about to be laid and slayed, and that melt, oh, you guys, this lace melted beautifully into my skin, okay? Listen, you would have never thought that it was dark lace. I'm telling you, you could definitely finesse dark lace, okay? Now on to makeup. I already have my face prepped and primed, and I'm going in with my foundation shade. I'm using the Dior Forever in the color 9N. Then I'll be going into my NARS concealer, and I honestly forgot what shade it was, you guys. I had this concealer for a hot minute, so I forgot, and I'm not even home to tell you guys. So when I find out, I'll let you guys know. But I'm using my beauty blender on the foundation side that I use just to buff out the edges of the concealer so it's a nice gradient. Then I'll be using my contour stick from Too Faced Place in the color Congo just to contour my face, and then I'm using this small Instapot brush from Real Techniques just to buff that out. Then I'm just going to go ahead and blend out my concealer and just make sure everything meshes together nicely and evenly. And now I'm applying my second batch of concealer, and I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape Rich Concealer. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that as my second concealer. And I don't get to show this in the next segment because I didn't want to waste my battery life. But I just blended it out, you know, regular. Blended it out, and I used my Benign Chestnut powder to pretty much powder my face and bake underneath my eyes. And then onto eyebrows, I'm just using my ColourPop eyebrow pencil in the color Brown Black, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows. And as you guys can see, I have my face powdered and all, but now going into eyeshadow, I'm using my 35B palette, and I'm using that purple just to pop that purple into my crease. Then I'm going into my Juvia's Place Valhalla 2 palette, and I'm using that purple glittery shade, and I'm applying that on my lids. And these are pretty much the two main colors that I did, and I went ahead and did my under eyes off camera. Now onto powder, I'm using my Bare Minerals Pressed Foundation in the color Cocoa, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply that all over my face so we have a nice and even finish. And now onto lips, I'm going in with just this regular dark brown lip pencil, and then I'm going into my Umo Beauty lipstick in the color Eartha, and I'm just applying this Beauty Supply Store clear lip gloss on top of it. And then to set my face, I'm using my Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I'm just going to go ahead and press that in with my foundation brush. Alright y'all, now I'm going to go ahead and just comb out those baby hairs that I have, just so we have a nice and fluffy look. Y'all know I love my fluffy baby hairs, so we're just going to go ahead and comb that out. And then I'm just applying a lighter concealer just to define that part even more so we could really see the zigzag motion that's going on in my hair. Now onto the gems. I'm using my Duo Lash Glue to apply these gems. I got these gems off of Amazon, you guys. Real ghetto, I know, but you gotta make it work. And I got these gems a long time ago. Just type in Rhinestone gems and you'll find them. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use these two different sizes. I use the smallest one in the front, then the bigger one as the second one, the smaller one as the third one, and then the bigger one as the last one. So there's like a 2 size variation. And these are the finished results, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you have not, and if you have not, what are you doing? But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next segment. Deuces!